All right, what's up, everyone? The red light is on. It's Wednesday night of the UFC pay-per-view fight week. My guys, it is Betting Bananas. I'm Dave Van Auken. No L. Dawson this week along, but we brought in a great substitute teacher talking about the professor, John Raffer, Mr. Boxing Bananas. What's up, brother? How are you?
Oh, good, brother. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited. This is a great card.
Really good. I love it. At the top, we'll work our way down. But it's a pay-per-view week. There's no one better, no one finer, aging like wine, Mr. Rafael Esparza. Raf, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited that John's here. Love the stuff you've been doing for boxing. Dave knows me. I'm a boxing at love first, because back in the old days when boxing was king of king in Vegas, back in the late 90s, I would go to all the fights. So boxing has my heart first, UFC second. But I love the work you've been doing over there. I've been watching it. Good stuff.
Oh, and I guess we can, with you saying that, Rafael, we can, I guess we'll just say it right there. We'll rip some Band-Aids off. John's been working his ass so hard on Boxing Bananas. We're going out there to Las Vegas in a couple weeks. We're going to the Canelo fight. Me and John Raffer, we're going out there to Las Vegas.
Nice. I should be there. I mean, knock on some wood. I've got some pending contracts that might have to be doing other stuff, but I'm hoping that I get that, even though I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and even though I am hearing probably maybe September or maybe next May, Canelo and Crawford. So they're hoping we're seeing Canelo says he'll do it, but he wants it in May. Crawford wants it earlier, so it's going to be very interesting. But I do believe that's going to be probably his next fight.
His next, and wait, you said last. You don't think it's going to be his last fight? You next?
No, I meant to say next, but last came out. But there's no way it'll be his last. I think he fights probably 2 more years. I think his contract ends in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Canelo's.
Yeah. He's making too much money, and I'm sorry, guys. This is Betting Bananas, UFC 305. But hey, this is the topic at hand. I think Canelo's still too good right now, and he's making too much damn money. He's making too much money.
After this last fight with Terrence Crawford, Madrimov, I don't think Terrence is big enough right now for Canelo as far as size wise, things like that. But my real question for you is, you're hearing they want to make that match. Who's going to pay for that purse? Because that purse is going to be outrageous.
It is, but the way Crawford fought last, I think his stock is a little bit down now. So let's face it, he didn't look like the old Crawford we've seen in years past. So I think this is the time to maybe lower some of that number where all that's and it wouldn't shock me if that fight is in the Saudis. It would not shock me, because the money they want, the fights they want, and they want to control boxing. I can see where that would not shock me if they go over there.
That wouldn't shock me either. I just hope they actually don't make that fight at all. I'd rather see Benavidez. I think that's just a better.
He doesn't want to fight Benavidez.
I know he may not want to, but I mean, I still think he can beat him. I don't think Canelo is not prepared to be able to beat Benavidez. I do think it's a bigger challenge for sure. 100%. You have a bigger man coming in, things like that. But I definitely think Canelo could still do it. Devin Benavidez would be a guy that definitely can put the threat up. But that's such a better fight, just overall for boxing.
I agree. It's a better fight, but
it's a better fight overall. Like, I don't know. But if they make the Crawford one, well, hell, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to go.
I love this comment. Where is Elle? She is the best in the Bananas betting show. Thank you.
She is.
Thanks.
She is.
You make us feel great. You make us feel great. All of us are not seeing our loved ones right now. We're spending time with you guys to give you betting picks for UFC 305, but whatever. No, Elle is the best. Elle, dude, she's killing it. She's in Hollywood, Florida. She's doing all the PFL right now, and dude, she's absolutely killing it. We got some more cool news. I'll wait. I don't want to give up all the, you can't give up all. Christmas can't be every day for everyone. So we got more good news coming to Fight Bananas very, very soon as well. But guys, let's get into it. UFC 305, UFC middleweight championship of the world's on the line. I love this main event. Israel Adesanya is the challenger. Dricus du Plessis is the champion. There's bad blood. There's a real rival. I think it's a great challenger versus a great champion. I don't know why people are, dude. Izzy 13-3 lifetime in the UFC, 24-3. I know he's coming off of an L, but when you fight for the championship, as long as you do, you lose one of those once in a while. So I think I've been hearing that people are down on Izzy. I don't see it, me personally. I think he's still the second greatest middleweight champion of all time. And if he wins Saturday, And I know we have a lot of Anderson Silva love. If he wins, he's a 3-time champ. That's hard to come back from. I know they fought at different times, but Izzy has a strong argument for being the greatest UFC middleweight of all time. DDP now, guys, 21-2, 7-0 under the UFC banners. Never had a UFC loss. A lot of things are going his way, but he's fighting his rival. He's fighting a kickboxer. The lines are minus. The last time I saw Ralph, are they both minus 110?
Pretty much a pick 'em. It all depends on where you shop. If this one, even when they getting close to octagon time, it's probably going to be a really close fight. So it would not shock me if one side has something different than the other side. This is one of those ones where you need to have multiple shops because it's going to be totally different lines all over the place. I don't see that. I don't see someone separating from the betting line unless something weird happens at weigh-in or someone looks different at weigh-in, which I haven't heard anything. But if we see something different at weigh-in, then maybe we'll see someone, I want to say, roll away on the betting number. But right now, I still think it's probably going to be a pick 'em, which kind of shocked me because, Dave, we've been doing this show for many years, and this one's always stuck in my head. I look at age a lot when I look at MMA, and I just the 35-30 screams at me, and Duplessis getting this number at him. I just don't see Izzy coming out on top. I'll say it right now. I think DDP takes this one.
I just want to say, like, I'm really upset that y'all are calling him DDP. That's like an insult to Diamond Dallas Page, guys. I'm glad you did the hand thing.
I interviewed him a couple months ago, so I can probably do it.
No, I'm saying like DDP. Driscus Duplessis does not get the DDP saying for me. All right, I'm not calling him that. He's Plessis.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Diamond Dallas Page earned it. WCW, baby, that was amazing, right? We loved that back in the day. But
my apologies, Dan. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh, it's okay. No, I'm just messing with you. Dave, you're asking what they have it. So on ESPN, I'm looking at the card. They have minus 105 for Driscus, and they have minus 115 for Adesanya.
Okay.
DraftKings has the same thing. BetOnline has minus 110. FanDuel has minus 110 for both fighters. Like I said, this one opened up Izzy at minus 130. So money easily came in on Duplessis. So like I said, I have my eyes caught on this one because I want to see where the money comes in. Because like I said, for me, I see the age thing pops. I cannot think about that anymore because Dave's been so right so many times when he talks about the age game when it comes to MMA. So that one screams at me.
It's funny you say that because on this one, John, let me, if I can run with it, and I'll let you jump on it next. I know you're the kickboxer. I know you love probably what you've been seeing for a long time, what Izzy's striking ability. I like Izzy, guys. I like Izzy a lot in this fight. Probably 2-3 main reasons. One, he's a challenger. We've seen him twice as a challenger. We've seen him 2 of his greatest knockouts in his UFC run, Bobby Knuckles, and against, of course, Poatan Alex Pereira. So there. Secondly, and I think Izzy knows this too. Maybe I'm thinking too much or thinking too psychological. I think Israel Adesanya knows if he loses this fight, whoa, what's next? Like, does he ever main event a pay-per-view again? Who does he fight next? He gets the middleweights are tough because he's already beat them all. It's like him rematching a guy like Marvin Vettori or Jarrett Kinnear is just like, who cares? Like, if it's not for the title, it's a slippery slope if he loses this fight. And then third, it is what it is about the South Africa and Africa and the black or white, whatever you want to go there. I think that is something to him. You don't poke Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? You don't Matt Barnes Kobe Bryant. And I don't think you poke Israel Adesanya. I'm giving Izzy a little bit of the Kobe love. I don't think you poke that man. And I think he's been poked. I think Izzy's going to get it done. Like, I think Izzy's going to get it done kind of brutally, too. I think Izzy's going to TKO DDP somewhere in rounds 1 or 2. I'm really high on Izzy. So to get him at minus 110, anything under that is a gift, I think. This is his last stand in this because I do think in the next 18 months, if it is a Chimaev, even a Brendan Allen on the way up, a couple others, I think guys are on their way up to take that away from him because, this might be his last best camp. But I'm in Izzy's corner. How about you, John?
Yeah, I mean, I like you said, I'm the striker guy. I'm the and everything like that. But this is MMA. This is mixed martial arts. You have to be able to do all of it. All right, so Driscoll's way to victory, in my eyes, is making this a full MMA match. Don't make it just standing. Stop making it a kickboxing match. You're not Sean Strickland. You're not going to be able to wizardly use the shoulder and all of that kind of stuff to get to him with the front teeps and stuff like that, like Sean did. If you start striking with Izzy the way Duplessis strikes, he's going to get caught. He's going to get rocked. It's not going to be there. His timing is not good enough and not clean enough in the striking category. Even though he did well against Sean Strickland, I think the matchup is what made it so different for Izzy, right? He's never really came across a pure boxing type style like that didn't want to shoot on him. He was trying to get close to him and didn't want to shoot. So that was a little bit different in there. I think Izzy gets it done. And I'm like you, Dave, I think it's his last stand. And every time we've seen him as a contender with his back against the wall, he's kind of did the Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? He's kind of did that thing. I mean, if you think about it, he did it so perfectly against Alex that he brought him into the same scenario where he got finished, where he landed that right hand in the first round, rocked him, and then he got finished in the second, right? He brought him back into the same scenario so he could land that right hand earlier and put him out and then hit him with a second one. I think when his back's against the wall, he does some of his best work. And I think if he does fall off that slope, and the only reason I agree with you when it comes to this, that it's a slippery slope for him, is because, like you said, he already beat all of these people. There's not that many contenders. So that's the only reason, because if he loses this fight, if there's a massive amount of contenders besides, I don't even want to Bo Nickel and Chimaev, right? Two guys we haven't seen fight a lot, but like besides those names, there's not, and Brandon Allen, right? Yeah. There's not, the middleweight category isn't as huge and big and glamorous as it once was in my eyes, right? There's other categories.
Because he's beat them all. Like,
yes, exactly.
I feel like it's there. To me, there's a lot of high level guys there, John. Izzy's just defeated them all over the last 3 years. You know,
so he automatically. So because of that slippery slope, because of what you're saying, he turns into a gatekeeper like right away if he loses this. Like, I don't want to say that because I don't believe that in my heart that he's a gatekeeper. He's still one of the top echelon, but I don't see him being the Max Holloway where he just beats everybody out and before him and goes, I took care of everybody again. Do you want me to now? I get another shot. I get a fourth shot at the title right now because I just literally cleaned the division out again. You know what I mean? And he would have to do it all over again to get another shot.
Wow. Crazy. All right, there's Izzy. So it looks like we're 2-1 Izzy to DDP. Hey, I think that's why the line is so close. On Tuesday's show, Ralph, I don't know if you watched it. We asked 8 people. It was 4-4. And I feel like even those 4-4, they were like, yeah, kinda. I'm leaning this way. I feel like I'm the only one that's a little solid. Like, hey, I think Izzy's got one last stand in. I think this is it. This is going to be one of his.
Well, maybe if he loses, fights. There's going to be a rematch. If he loses, so now we could see this. We could see part 2 of this one if it's a close fight.
Maybe, but I think Strickland is on deck, especially with Strickland taking an L. If Dricus wins this fight, I think they go right back to Strickland and Dricus.
Well, yeah, but let's say Strickland loses again, then they can have a rematch. I don't think Izzy's going to be completely out of that. Because let's say if a DDP and Strickland fight, then Izzy has motivation for both fighters. He's lost to Strickland and he's good. So he will have, I would think, definitely news on that. I don't think this is going to be his last fight. He's not going to be in the game that much longer. I can guarantee. I can guarantee you, probably in a year and a half, Izzy ain't fighting.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys, we had a great co-main event and a featured bout. The featured bout got the play for us yesterday on the show. That Gamrot and Dan Hooker is a great fight. But let's go to that co-main event. Flyweights. Steve Ercik just main evented against Pantoja. Did get the L. I am weary when I hear all the time it's like, oh, that was a great performance. He did lose. Let me just throw that out there. He did lose, but he's fighting against Kai Kara-France, who's a dog the last time I saw. Ralph, how's the lines looking on that?
Yeah, the number's coming down because Steve was minus $2 when it first opened. Now he's minus 150.
Okay.
I don't like France in this fight. I think Steve gets the redemption back on this one. I think he erases that out. I don't like, as I call him, caca France. I don't think I'm not a big fan France. So I'm looking at the other way around. I'm hoping this number continues to come down because I'm not laying no minus 150 on him. But if I can get Steve Eric about maybe 140 or lower, I might have to take a shot at him. I'm not a big France fan, so I just maybe that's just me being that. But I'm hoping this number continues to drop on this one.
Wow, that's why. Why do you think it went down to 2 to 150?
I just thought the number. First of all, I was a little bit shocked at the odds, but I think only 2 books dropped it, made it $2. And when I saw that, I'm like, whoa! Normally, if I'll make my number, and I'll usually try to wait for one book to open up just to see if I can get a ballpark if I don't know that one book. And when they put up $2, I think I put up minus 150. I have to look at my notes. I'm like, wait, I want to take a step back. So I took like a couple of days off, made a phone call, made some texts. He's like, yeah, we already got hit on a dog. We're probably going to drop it. So then I posted minus 150 as our number because I didn't want to get crushed. Because especially in these fights, especially in these Australian fights where the time difference isn't different, but it's still not here in the States where you don't, like me and you have had this conversation all the time. When UFC's not here in the States, the betting handle is so much different. I don't know why. Yeah. It's the same time difference. It's, even though last pay-per-view when it was, I forgot where it was at. Was it in England last pay-per-view where the crowd was asleep? The time difference, the crowd was sleeping because it was so late at the pay-per-view. I mean, that was ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't understand that, but that's UFC. But I really want to see if this number continues to drop, which I do believe so. I don't think this one would shock me. I'll probably see it probably close like maybe 140, 130 around there.
Okay. John, what are you feeling on this co-main event? You like Usyk as the favorite, and do you like it dropping and nailing him, or you like Kai Car France as the dog?
I could see Steve getting the win and erasing the L, but at the same time, I feel like Kai Car France is that guy. He either shows up and he's spectacular and he looks great, or he shows up and it's just not really great. You know what I mean? And like he doesn't perform that. I feel like there's not a lot of in between. So I'd stay away from this fight because I could see Kai Kara winning and I could see Steve winning. So I don't like any of the odds for me on this one. I would stay away from it. So like I like the feature fight much better in that category because
Aaron,
I feel
drop it right on us. What do you like in the feature guys? Dan Hooker, Gamrot, lightweight division, 2 top 10 guys, 2 great mixed martial artists. What you got in this one?
I like that one because you have a live dog in Dan Hooker anytime he walks into a cage. Yeah. Like it's straight up what it is, right? He's a dog. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's literally what the man fights anybody. I mean, you've seen some of the clips of him and Izzy in the rooms, him and Volk in the rooms, him and all the other heavyweights they have over there. I mean, he's a dog. So I like that one. And I actually think Dan shocks the world at plus 265 where I'm looking at it. To a minus 350 is what I'm looking at. I think Gamrot, when he comes in for one of those shots or something like that, Dan can land a knee. Dan can withstand the punishment for long enough to be able to hurt him with his long limbs and just being a dog, just having that fight in him. And I think it's one of those times where Dan's come off some wins and some losses lately. I think it's one of those where it's on his win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel respect like that a lot. It's funny you said that because I talked to Elle and Grant, of course, American Top Team training partner Gamrot and Grant. They train a lot together, so they got a lot of love and respect for Gamrot. I'm not gonna say a lot, but they think Gamrot's gonna do pretty damn good in this fight. And I said that I'm like, I understand. I did say this to him. I go, guys, Gamrot can win the first 2 rounds and kind of dominate and grapple and be winning. Dan Hooker can just Dan Hooker the 3rd round and just go off on it, like just go off. TKO him or maybe even a 10-8 in a nasty way. I'm kind of with you there. As that big as a dog, I think Dan Hooker's live. Like that's just too good of a number to pass up.
Yep.
And it wouldn't shock me if this number continues to go up on Gamrot because Gamrot opened up at minus 220. So it got bet all the way up $1. So it got bet up over $1. So I would not be shocked that this is going to be one of those heavy parlay guy with Carlos on there. I mean, he's a $3 fish. I can guarantee you this number will probably continue to move up just the way the parlays ended last week with a lot of the favorites winning. So I can guarantee you bettors are probably going to continue doing that. So when that shock me if it goes up to maybe 370, 375.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild. My man Sean, Elle did not. Elle, like I said, Elle's working the PFL, and she didn't want to. She puts a lot of time in this, and she says she just needed the break. No bets for Elle this week. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. Well, we might see her Saturday night live on the live show. By the way, we will be live for 305. It's one of the best things we do. Those watch-alongs are so much fun. All right, so we hit the main, we hit the co, we hit the featured. John, we love doing this. We usually do this early in the show. Is there an underdog on the main card? I know you said Dan Hooker already, or on the prelims. Is there an underdog that's barking at you? Or you did give us Hangman Hooker. I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, I was looking. There's like a run of fights that you swear it would be Australia versus Brazil. There's like 3 fights in a row where it's like Australia versus, or 4 fights in a row where it's Australia versus Brazil. To tell you the truth, I kind of like Walter Walker versus Junior Tafa. I think that one that's a real kind of pick 'em. It's 130 for minus 130 for Junior Tafa and plus 110 for Walter Walker. I think, I mean, that right there, I'll take a 110 plus on that. I'll take that underdog, combine that with like them dollar bets, baby, to win like 70 or $100. So let's go ahead and let's combine
that
him
fight's
with,
not going the distance. I'll tell you that one right now. That fight's not going the distance.
No, but let's combine him with a parlay with Dan Hooker, and you got yourself working a dollar bet right there to win something.
Wow, that's big. That's big. That's big. Rob, is there anything else on the King Casey O'Neill is back? Is there anything else that's been jumping at you, or the line's been crazy over the last couple weeks on this card?
Why isn't Biggie Boy minus $3? I don't understand this at all. I mean, Tua is probably, if he loses, he may be calling Triple H. Maybe he may be making some phone calls because
he'll be in the PFL.
Yeah, or the PFL, because if he loses again, and let's say he loses quickly again, then I think, sorry, no more drinking your shoes in octagons. You'll be drinking your shoe at PFL or wrestling and stuff like that. I'm shocked that Biggie Boy is not higher. Granted, he opened up at minus 160, and it's up to probably 210, 220, wherever you shop around. But I'm blown away that he's like not minus 250, 260, and then maybe at weigh-in, it goes up 30, 40 cents. I want nothing to do with Tia. I think Biggie Boy has a field day with him, and PFL might have another heavyweight on their card.
It's so funny you said that, and I know it's bad to say this because it's heavyweights, and especially heavyweights that bang, and of course, anything can happen, and of course, it's mixed martial arts. Literally, Rosenstrike is my favorite, my bet-in favorite on the whole card. Like, I saw the same thing. Dude, Tai Tuivasa is just not the same. Like, he's been through wars, he's been beat. I feel like he's been 3-4 times, and not that he looked bad. Like, you can lose a fight and still, like, Michael Chandler loses fights, but it's still, he's looked back and forth. It's like, oh, he could have won. He was this close to beating Charles Oliveira. Like, Tai Tuivasa looked bad. And then Rosenstrike,
he's mental. I think his losses are. I think now his losses are mental, not just he's not out of shape or he doesn't know what he's doing. I just think he has all those losses in his head when he hits inside the octagon, and that messes you up.
And am I wrong? Like, Rosenstrike is so long and big. This is like a really bad matchup for Tai. Like, this is his kryptonite. Rosenstrike is going to be able to swing and get to him first. I like Rosenstrike. I like him in the first round. Like, I'm with you, like 100%. That's wild.
Couldn't agree more.
It's circled on my sheet. John, you
great
like
minds
that
think
one?
alike.
To your point, I believe he's not a 260 right now, minus 260 until later on in the week, because Tai still has knockout power, right? It's heavyweight. So anybody can touch somebody and be there, and they don't want to gamble on that. This guy's in Australia. He throws an overhand right, it lands, and it puts, Biggie Boy out. But I'm with you guys. I think Rosenstruck, it's tough not to pick him on this card, man. It's tough with the way Ty's going, the way he's been fighting lately. And I think, Ralph, you're right. Like, it's in his head. He's fought a couple quick fight turnaround, things like that. He took a couple things, you know what I mean? And it just didn't go well. He looked in shape for the last one, didn't look good. It didn't go well for him. And I think you're right. I think it's just going to be hard to, if he gets out of his head, it's going to be a big emphatic knockout, and he wins that way.
I agree. If he can get out of his head, he can win this fight with ease. But 4 losses. He should have lost to Derek Lewis as well. It's all head game. It's all head game now for him.
There we go.
Yeah.
Guys, UFC 305 this Saturday night. Make sure you get the PPV, or you can watch it here or not watch it. You watch us watch it. That's what we do. We just talk about it, talk shop. We have fun. We'll be eating some wings or whatever. We'll be doing our thing. UFC, guys, to me, it is a and I like it. I'm okay with this. I love when the main event is the main event, and we're all in. Izzy versus DDP. That one fight could be a one-fight poster, could be a one-fight pay-per-view, and I would order it. I'm so into this fight. The line is great. It's so close. It's like pick and choose your battle. I love it. I love it. Ralph, anything else that you want to shout out? A couple things that you've been doing. You're so damn busy. You're still talking to the coach, still doing stuff with the coach?
Yeah, I still do the stuff with the Coachman Monday through Thursday. I do his wrestling podcast. We did a live thing for his SummerSlam, so that was kind of fun. As well. But I've been doing a lot of stuff for Doc Sports as well. A lot of stuff with my bookie, doing some odds for them. For me, I just can't wait for November to be over with because I've been so much time I have to waste with that stuff that's going to happen in November. But it's been fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to see when Joe Rogan goes back into the UFC and somewhere in the States. I think they might boo him, so that's going to be kind of fun to see. But it's just been crazy. I text you when I saw the pay-per-view. I love doing a show with you. Me and you've been doing this for many years, so I was excited. And like I said, the professor really, really enjoy your boxing analogy. So keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
John, I got one thing for you. How good was SummerSlam 8-9 days ago? It was incredible. Rob, one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
It was nuts. I talked to the Logan Paul people the other day, and he said he wasn't going to do that move anymore. But then he said, "Oh, I can guarantee I'll probably do that move again at WrestleMania." Now that he's all healed up, it was good. It was very good. I already heard some rumors going around for SummerSlam next year and WrestleMania. And now that I got my head knee deep into inside information about WWE and AEW for doing, I can't believe how excited wrestling is for betting odds now. It's hilarious how the phone calls I get now. It's hilarious.
I don't know if you saw. So this past weekend, I was commentating for Island Fights, and my man Jimmy Uso pulled up.
I saw that.
So I had to acknowledge him. My son was going crazy. I FaceTimed him. I got a good picture with him. So I had some Jimmy Uso picture. This Friday night, my son Dylan and me will be at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. We got SmackDown to go to. We can't wait. We got the original Tribal Chief in the house. It's going to be a fun time. But, John, Boxing Bananas has been on fire. When's the next live show you and Ray going to do?
We got one tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We're going to go over what's going on and everything like that. Hey, and I watched a little bit of SummerSlam too, guys, and I'm really upset Logan Paul's so good at this damn wrestling thing.
He's so good.
He's so good. I don't like it.
He works, they tell me he works about probably 3 to 4 hours a week when he knows he's either going to be on a house show or a pay-per-view. They said people love him in the back because of his work ethic. They don't love him being part-time, but when they know he's there, his work ethic is through the roof.
It makes sense because he's so darn good at it. He really is. I know he's athletic, and I'm not taking anything away from his abilities, but I was just upset to be like, I love to hate him on that. It's good. It's like it's like
they want him to be a baby face so bad, but the crowd doesn't want it.
Like he's so
it will turn. It will turn.
I always agree with you, Dave, because like you said, he's gonna have to be a good guy at some point, right? He's gonna have to be. It's gonna happen. But it's so fun to hate on heels in wrestling. It's so fun. It's great. It's like hating Tom Brady. I love it. I love it so much.
Like that's why KO is going to be the new bad guy. And I mean, why is the only reason why he's fighting Cody? Someone has to turn heel on that one. So
you got Roman coming back being a good guy, being a face. You need someone to turn heel, and that's going to be Kevin. All right, dude. I'm telling you, I've had multiple people talk about having a wrestling podcast under this banner. You never know. You never know. What's up, John? Well, you got one more thing.
I was going to say, you see that shirt you got on?
Yeah. Oh.
Don't forget to go check out HK USA Bananas 20 for 20% off your order, guys. And then also Jawser size. Get it. Fight Bananas for 15% off. Let's go.
It's how we're paying the bills, Rob. I'm like the boss guy. I don't even do it. John's my main man. He's the salesman of the year. He's just been.
I'm just excited to watch the show when he talks about the Danny Garcia fight because I really.
Yes,
I can't wait for that fight. That one's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the Canelo card, Dave. Again, thank you so much, brother. I love you so much.
Las
The Canelo
Vegas.
card's great, bro. It
Caleb
actually has
Plant?
a good undercard on it. You got Caleb
Yeah.
Plant on there. You got Rolly. Well, it's gonna be
Rolly.
a good little card. But yeah,
They had to
boxing
do
is that,
something to go head to head with UFC in that one. They had to have at least
yeah,
2 to
Why?
3.
I agree.
Well, why can't they go on Friday night?
Boxing doesn't
Ooh.
go on Friday night.
If true Vegas, UFC would have to go Friday night in
Yeah.
boxing. So I'm sorry. I know Dana White is pissed
No,
that
I
the boxing
agree.
Canelo
No.
too, but Canelo and Mexico have been fighting on September and May 5th before Papa White was probably even born.
No, and Ravi, and I'm not saying this, and you know me, I'm a UFC guy first, then boxing second.
Yeah.
I was there 2 months ago for the Tank Davis fight. There's nothing like a big boxing fight in Las Vegas. It was insane. I've been to Super Bowls, WrestleManias, NASCAR 500, Daytona 500, World Series. It was incredible. And Tank isn't even the guy. Like he's one of the guys, but he's not the guy. The scene on Saturday night was insane. So I cannot wait. I'm so pumped. John and I will be out there for Canelo, Las Vegas, September 14th. Guys, we're out of here. UFC 305 Saturday night. Hey, if you want to make money, bet on Izzy, or maybe not. I don't know. It's your call. You do what you want to do with it. Rafael Esparza, appreciate it. John Radford, Boxing Bananas tomorrow night. Can't wait.